Hi, I'm Movie Mike Walsh, owner of Premier Studio Rentals. I'm the builder and designer of the Starsky&Hutch car. This is hero car number 1 from the feature film Starsky&Hutch, starring Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Now, Ben Stiller personally drove this car. I personally worked with Ben in helping him learn how to drive this car because it's not a regular car. It's a hot rod. It's got a hot rod motor. It's got a manual valve body transmission that has to be shifted manually. It's got a 411 posi rear end. This isn't your grocery car. This car, it's got some, excuse the expression, some snot underneath it. So giving him a car just to drive, we had to work with him to make sure he didn't wrap this car around a pole. This is a 1974 Gran Torino. Now when I got this car, it was a very rare car. It was in storage and it had 1,700 original miles. I think it was about 1,752 original miles. When we were done with the movie, after everything was done, I think we had about 2,200, maybe 2,300 original miles, as we had to take the car and do car shows and so on. But as I'm selling this car, I think right now it has maybe 2,400 original miles and probably only about 300 to 400 on the actual motor as I'm selling the car. Now what the new buyer does with it, we don't know. But that's what it was when I sold the car. Hero car number 1, one of the interesting things that when I did with this car, when I got it, it was a 6-cylinder car, had a bench seat. So I basically put the big horsepower motor in it, the rear end transmission, but also had to redo the interior because it was a column shift car with a 6-cylinder and a bench seat. That's all gone. So we have the V8 in there now, and I wanted to use all original Ford, so it's Ford bucket seats, Ford automatic shifter in the console, which helped so that Owen wouldn't slide into Ben while he was driving. Even though they both had safety belts on, I still didn't want him to slide into him while I was driving. So that's why we decided to go with the bucket seats in the center console. But it is all original Ford stuff in this car. So the big power for this thing, to make it do all them smoky good burnouts, to make Ben Stiller look good. I didn't want to use a Cleveland because I wanted the low end torque that I can get out of Windsor. So first of all, I had to talk to the director, make sure we weren't going to see under the hood because it was a period piece, and back in the 70s, a lot of this stuff didn't exist. Aluminum heads from metal block, the manifold, the carburation, the MSD ignition wasn't available. But basically, I got what I needed out of it, and I got the low-end torque that I wanted out of this. We punched it out with 351s to 360 now. So basically, we dynoed this motor, and we came up with 435 horse on pump gas. I could probably get more horsepower out of it if I used better gas, but because it's on a film set, and they're not going to have race fuel, so they're going to have regular gas. So that's what we got out of this motor. So that when you do see the movie, and this thing is burning down the tires, smoking it, it's all this car. It's this motor. This car does everything it needs to do by itself. What's kind of unique about this car, too, that also finished it off, hero car number 1 was autographed, and I had them autographed by Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. If you look up here, best car ever, Ben Stiller. Over here, all the best, your pal, Owen Wilson. I had them autographed. Hero car number 1. Hero car number 2 was autographed by Paul Michael Glazier and David Soul. Both hero cars, 1 and 2, personally autographed by the original Starsky&Hutch and the new Starsky&Hutch. One of the other unique things that we do in the movie industry for cars, the glass in this car is clear. It was made that way because most cars, as you know, have kind of a green tint here, and that's to keep the sun out of your eyes. The problem is when we go to film, when you try to light from out here, the actor's face will become green. So as you can see, the color of my hand doesn't change when it goes because this is glass. So this windshield had to be custom made. These clear glass windshields cost us to make about $1,100 each. I believe we did 14 windshields.